What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. And yes, we are back again for another bit of AOR Oceania F1 action there. You can see the results there from the previous season in Season 2, as we just let a few cars leave the pit lane earlier than us. I still don't understand why we need a bit more of a gap. Probably why, because my teammates actually come out of there. But here's a reminder of the championship standings from last time out in Bahrain. Greek Master extends his gap to a 6-point lead over New Zealand Ryan. I think we're 13th in the championship from memory. So, yeah, here we are for obviously round 3 here at the Chinese Grand Prix. If you haven't already checked out the previous round in Bahrain, I probably urge you. Well, probably not from my point of view anyway. You can go check it out anyway to see what occurred there. But yeah, just a spoiler alert now, it was complete and utter shocker weekend. And I did mention it many a times during that video that it is one of my bogey tracks, not going to lie. So I'm glad to get it out of the road anyway. So yeah, coming into China, feeling pretty confident going into this one. So yeah, I did a lot of work around the circuit anyway, trying to find the right setup around this joint. From memory, I think I was running 1.5 wings, I think, from memory, but I will explain a little bit about the braking performance you'll probably be seeing on your screen there as we actually just come into the pit lane behind my teammate. So we do have to wait a little bit for the Haas boys to get Laggy's car into the lane and then obviously get my car into the lane. I don't understand why they can't do what they do in like real life Formula 1, where you can have you can keep them well and truly separate and just bring them back into the garage simultaneously. Maybe they could think about that for F1 2019 anyway. But yeah, obviously currently P2 at the moment, about what are we, about half a second off. So far, Team Atmatic at the moment.
1 minute 31.0.
And there you go, Jeffrey just giving me the little time at the moment with 131.0. Obviously puts us P2 at the moment, which I was pretty surprised about, if I'm honest, because they're just letting New Zealand Ryan go through, and I actually forgot to disengage the pit limiter button. But anyway, obviously the tyres running this weekend, we're using ultra softs, softs, and the medium. So this is, I think, yeah, this would be the first round where we pretty much skip a tyre compound. So obviously not using the super soft tyres around here, just going ultras, softs, and the mediums around this joint. But anyway, second run went back out on the soft tyres just to well, see whether I could maybe improve my lap times. Because I felt like the run on the ultra soft tyres wasn't exactly brilliant, but yeah, probably seeing on your screen now that pace is just nowhere on the soft tyres. About 2 seconds off what I did on the ultra soft tyre run here, and just running a little bit wide heading into turn 1 and 2, which is probably screwing my lap time a little bit there. And I think I may have aborted this run a little bit as well. I did carry on with the lap anyway. Yeah, you can see I just changed up the fuel mixtures and the ERS strategy. But yeah, went for a third run on these soft tyres. You can see I'm actually green in the delta time. Well, let's go through turn 1, and I'll probably start losing a bit more. There's not too many guys at the moment. I think Pencilman may have set his lap time, currently P3 at the moment, on the ultra soft tyres, but it's come out on the soft tyres. But Team Atmatic, of course, has, I think, done all of his runs on the ultra soft tyres, so, and he did go quicker, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's nearly a second gap between him and me. So yeah, in the end, I thought there's just no way that this soft tyre is just going to work at all around here. And well, that pretty much confirms it there. Well, that was not intentional, I can assure you. But yeah, the soft tyres. It was either the soft tyres wouldn't work for me, or I just did a better lap time on my first run on the ultra soft tyres. So anyway, decided to abort that plan anyway to go start the race on the soft tyres. So yeah, basically under 2 minutes left in the session now. So I think the majority of these guys will be going out, as you can see on your screen right now. So yeah, plan of attack is just to go full on it, all out with the ultra soft tyres, as my teammates actually got ahead of me again. So yeah, just full on attack here. Let's just see where we end up. Maybe we might get a good grid spot because haven't had too bad of starts around this joint. But what I'm going to do here is actually going to pipe down here and let you just enjoy a lap of the Shanghai International Circuit. Enjoy. So there you go. There's a hot lap around the Shanghai International Circuit. It was actually a pretty decent lap time. It put me on the front row, and what I was shocked about was, I probably did make a few errors along the way, but what I was shocked was afterwards that, I mean, a few other guys didn't improve, but the time was good enough to actually give me my first ever front row start in the F1 tier, which I was completely and utterly shocked about, let me tell you. But in the end, Tim Matic gets pole with a 29.6. We were quite off the pace with a 30.9, and my teammate in P10. New Zealand Ryan's the best of the soft runners in P3, so we should keep an eye for that one. Let's go to the race for the Chinese Grand Prix. All right, welcome to the grid for the Chinese Grand Prix. Like I mentioned, my first ever front row start in the F1 tier. Strategy-wise, it did say go for the two-stop strategy, like once go to start on the ultras, go on to 2 sets of softs. But yeah, I was going to try maybe push the ultras a little bit. Usually around China, the ultras don't last too long, like 3 or 4 laps at most. But I was keen to probably have a go at it and try and get onto the medium tires, maybe get them to the end anyway. But we're going to have to wait and see as we set off now for the formation lap. So myself and Ben, I think a couple of others are on the sort of the similar strategy. I know my teammate was starting on the ultra soft tyres as well, but of course New Zealand Ryan is the first one on the soft tyres. So as we pull up now for what seems a bit weird. The last time I think I started on the front row was probably in the F2 tier, but yeah, my starts haven't been too bad in this league so far. Last 2 ones have been especially good, so we need to get the jump, especially if we're going to want to lead this race and lead into turn 1. Especially we've got New Zealand Ryan starting on the soft tyres. We know how quick he is anyway, so we need to make this work. So here we go. Round number 3 here at the Chinese Grand Prix. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Shanghai, and it's actually a pretty decent start. Actually, going to pull alongside by side here with Ben into turn 1 here. It's going to be a tussle into turn 1 here. We're still hanging on side by side into turn 1. Give him a little bit of a squeeze there into turn 1 and 2, sorry, and now into turn 3. Go right around the outside. I was trying to get the power down a little bit early, but Ben hangs on for now. Now coming through into turn 6, getting a little bit close there, was a bit of lag, but I brake lock up and I smash into the side of Ben, which I felt was a bit unfair, so I decided to get the spot back, but all my quick, it all happened quickly, and then all of a sudden New Zealand Ryan's just come and taken a P2 here, so now just under a bit of attack here. There's DRC Jarrett right around the outside. That's never an easy thing to do, pass around the outside, but he's done it. Well done, Jarrett. I must say, I was pretty impressed with that one. So now coming under attack from HO here. Trying to make it clean around here, and HO does do that. Now I've got Greek all over here, so I'm pretty much dropping like a fly here. I did say that these ultra soft tyres will last a couple of laps, and they probably weren't wrong. So now down the back straight we go here. Probably get a little bit of a slipstream here from HO, and got Greek alongside me, obviously, and getting into the hairpin now. Greek up the inside. Now he'll clear me. Got my teammate not far behind me as well, but I wasn't keen on giving up the spot yet. So we now head on to what will start lap 2. Ben still leading the way on the ultra soft tyres, but a pretty good straight line speed, I must say. And I think about going up the inside here into Greek, and that was just probably a little bit of a squeeze there, but anyway, it is what it is. We'll settle ourselves back down into P6, and well, I think all we can hope now is just for a miracle now, because look at it, the back end's just losing it all right, left and centre, and the tyres are really starting to die out. As Bale, this is actually his first race of the season, is now out of the Grand Prix. Now it seems like a pretty safe spot actually where he's parked up, but
okay, the safety car is
apparently
out. The
not.
safety car is out. We need to form up at a reduced pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time. Make sure to keep it positive. Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Now this is a blessing in disguise, because to be honest, I was not expecting that. I thought Bale's car was well and truly off the circuit, but apparently not, because now the safety car's being called out, and this is a blessing in disguise, like I mentioned, for all the guys on the ultra soft tyres. Like I mentioned, Ben's one of them, so he's pitted. I had to pit, had no choice really. Who else had to pit? There was a couple of others. I know my teammate had to pit because he had to double stack behind me here, which is really unfortunate. Pencil Man is another one. I think it started on the ultra soft tyres, so at least 4 of us, I think. It started on the ultra soft tyres, so yeah, now we're onto a fresh set of boots now on the soft tyres. But anyway, let's look at the replays at the start. And on board we go with HO. Gets a fairly decent start on DRC Jarrett. Ryan covers the inside line straight away. HO trying to go right around the outside here. You can probably see my little battle with Ben around the outside there, or inside there into turn 2, and running a little bit wide there. HO putting a little bit of pressure here on Ryan, but he hangs on for now into P4. Let's see what goes into here. Obviously, I slam into the side of Ben. Jarrett goes up the inside actually of HO, just to try and get clear of him. So that will explain why Jarrett's ahead of him here. Goes side by side through this fast left-hander, which is never ideal around there, because it has changed a lot of characteristics compared to 2017. But there's Jarrett going right around my outside here. And HO is pretty much right up my rear wing, so I pretty much had to cover the inside line here just so he wouldn't get the run. But yeah, he went around the outside there, and well, the rest is history. He goes up into P4, so pretty decent start actually from HO. I think that's pretty much where he started, or nearly started the race anyway. But on board with Warden and a bit of the mid-pack here. That's Greek and DRC Jarrett fighting into turn 1. A little bit of contact there with wheels banging with Greek and Warden. That's Bale pushing himself up the inside there. Where did he come from out of all that? Pushes Greek wide. And now Warden's got my teammate all over the rear end now. Of course, different tyre strategies compared, but there's Greek sending it up the inside of Bale. Send him wide a little bit here as there was a little bit of contact. Now Warden's going to go a long way around here in this fast left-hander, and Bale hangs on for now, but how much longer, who knows, but Greek hangs on in front. Bale sends it up the inside here. There's a little bit of contact between those two. not going to give Bale the greatest of runs, but now Warden will probably try and do what H-O did, and now he goes right around the outside and pretty much sends it and gets the spot, actually. So great move, actually, from Warden. So that's put him up into P7, I believe it is. So this is obviously Greek up the inside of myself, and that's actually Laggy getting a sort of move done on Warden, but I think Warden will hang on into the final corner. Yes, he does. So it was a nice effort from my teammate, but just didn't quite have enough in the end. It's another replay as well from the start. DLG Gamble is a bit further down in P13. Who's that on his right-hand side? I think that's PresidentCosby. Oh, he had to take avoiding action there. I think it was Drop Bear in the Mercedes. It was probably a little bit too tight to call there for a couple of guys. He's going right around the outside here. He's going to go look up the inside of Quicksilva. Gives him a little bit of contact. That's Neon Tridome going right around the outside there. Neon obviously started on the medium tyres. I think obviously qualified outside the top 10 again. There's a few of these guys are still getting used to the field of them with no assists and especially the no racing way, but still going side by side here. Gets a little bit squeezed in there, does Gamble. PresidentCosby is ahead of him at the moment. It's going side by side here with Neon into the right-hander now into turn 9. I think he may have it, does he? It's not quite done yet. Now it gives him a little squeeze and pushes him wide. So enough said, really. So that's going up the inside. Who's that? That was someone going well and truly deep. That was QuickSilva. Might have actually got that done there. I think he may have got away with front wing damage. That's a bit of a surprise there, but I don't think Gamble's going to be quite done with yet. He's got BrockDoesStuff right behind in the Toro Rosso. So, yeah, look at the difference compared with these two. I mean, yes, they're both Renault power engines, but it's all equal in league racing as he goes up the inside here at the hairpin and gets the spot back. So, nice work from DLG Gamble, and he gets back up into what is 15th in his race, actually. So now he'll be chasing after PresidentCosby, I would think, but QuickSilva again. I actually got a little tap, I think, from QuickSilva there. So now these two going side by side. That was actually what you saw happen with Bale. I think he just had a moment, lost the rear end, and well, pretty much the rest is history. He slammed into the wall, and yeah, like I mentioned before, I thought that was actually a pretty safe spot for to crash, but anyway, obviously the safety car got called out a little bit later, but they're still going in a battle between Gamble and QuickSilva, but managed to hang on now. But yeah, we're pretty much under safety car conditions now, nearly slammed into the rear of Ben, and I think the same could be said for Pencilman slamming into the rear of me. But thank God that didn't happen, but just taking it nice and cautiously through here. Probably not trying to burn up the tyres too early in the stint.
Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking until the first safety car line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Thank you, Jeff. So you're just trying to get the tyres warmed up as quickly as I can, and I Ben nearly slammed into the rear of Neon Tridome here, but yeah, I absolutely bottled it here, coming off the safety car with the restart here, so that didn't really help out things, but someone's around. That's actually Drop Bear, who's actually spun it on the final corner on the safety car restart, so that's been a terrible start for a restart, for Drop Bear. So he's going to have to work his way back to the field. I think he's, 18th out of this whole field? I could be wrong, but yeah, it didn't take us long for us to catch up back up to Ben, who's got a little bit of, well, I would say traffic, but Neon Tridome in front on the medium tyres. So, yeah, pretty much it's just us four, really. You see Ben's the first one of the Ultra Soft run. Yeah, I'll get my words out in a minute. The first of the Ultra Soft runners that pitted early. I'm obviously second behind him, and Pencilman in third, and my teammate Laggy is not far behind. So it's like 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th in this field anyway. But you can see Ben wants to get past Neon as quickly as he can. And I think he's going to do it here around this little right-hander here. And he does so. That was around the long right-hander at turn 13. But Neon's not going to give up without a fight here. Albeit, yes, he is on medium tyres, but you can just see the amount of slipstream we're getting with these two, so I decided to back out of it, and I didn't want any chaos here. But Neon's just caused it a little bit there. He slammed into the rear of Ben there. I think Pencil Man got into the rear of Neon Tree down there, and there's actually going to get the spot on myself, so I've already lost one spot there. But yeah, now there's a little bit of battling going on here with these two, and I think my teammates alongside me. There's a big crash. Oh my goodness! Oh my, how the hell have I survived that? How on earth have I survived that? Ben's out of the race. Neon Treedome's out of the race. BrockDoesStuff is out of the race. And I was actually thinking that the safety car had actually come back out again, but no, there was actually a little bit of a glitch. Here's a replay of it with the slow-mo. There was the Toro Rosso. I think that's actually Brock. Honestly, I honestly don't know how on earth I survived that one, but yeah, count my lucky stars there. But I'm going to play you a replay of the live stream just to see what the commentators thought.
And Roscoe's going to have a look as well. Let's see how they go. Is it full wide? And Ben's got contact. Oh my god, he somehow survives it. But Neo Tree Dome can slightly T-bone Ben there. But Ben's still in the lead and keeping hold of about 4 or 5 cars behind him. What a shame. It looked like Ben's race was completely over. And we got a red...
Oh, Brock's off! Oh, he's coming
Oh,
back!
no!
Oh my god, Ferrari, he's flipping! Ben is out of the Grand Prix, BrockDoesStuff is out of the Grand Prix, Neon Tree Dome is out of the Grand Prix.
Oh my god!
Absolute chaos. I'm not too sure. I think there was contact between the two Toro Rossos. Brock went...
Yeah, so fair to say one of the commentators was complete and utterly shocked with that one. But this is... We're going to start with the XQuickSilva up the inside of Dominator. I think this is sort of what started it all, because there it goes. It obviously took BrockDoesStuff with him as well, but we probably won't see a lot of it. But the two Toro Rosso boys are actually going to go side by side. Oh no, they've made contact between the two of them. This is probably the one we want to see. So obviously XQuickSilva pushes Dominator out wide. Dom, of course, being a reserve, he didn't race the last time out in Bahrain, but obviously raced in Australia. But Brock had a shocking run out of the final corner there. But oh, there's contact at the rear, and well, Brock's been spun out, and it just comes straight onto the racing line, and well, the rest is history, really. Which is a real shame there. So this is what happened with Ben. Obviously gets slammed into the rear of Neon Tree Dome there, but I can tell you that incident got taken to the stewards, as you'll be able to see on the top of your screen there from Ben's video there. But watch what happens here. So it's obviously occurred in front there, but what is Brock doing, honestly? Yeah, you can understand Ben's frustration there. They're using a bit of the Daniel Ricciardo clip from the real-life Japanese Grand Prix. I think that was in qualifying, actually. It is a replay on board with Neon Tree Dome. So obviously Ben got the spot there. Again, apologies if there's no audio from Neon's footage. I don't know what the issue is there, but anyway. These two going side by side here. Now, Neon actually thought that I actually had there was a bit of a lag incident, and I tagged him. I can tell you there was no tag from me whatsoever. That's just not me. I was honestly just getting out of the throttle. I just didn't want any chaos at the hairpin. But going through the final, the front straight now, it's got a Pencil Man alongside. So obviously that oh no. Neon just went slamming into the front of Brock. It actually went airborne, which you probably would have seen in the live stream, which is probably a rarity there. And yeah, this is on board with my teammate, who I think he also got caught up in this incident as well. So you just see they're settling, going around the front straight now, and all this is going on here. So Ben and Brock have crashed, and Neon, and oh, that's just unfortunate for Laggy. Look at the amount of air that Neon Tree Dome got, and pretty unfortunate there from what happened with my teammate. But New Zealand Ryan looked like he had a pretty shocking restart there. As we're on board with Acho's point of view there. But Jared had to look up the inside. Was thinking about it, I think, on New Zealand Ryan, but not quite there yet. Oh, he thinks about it again, going through this right-hander now into turn 3, and everybody hangs on for now. I think Ryan is actually the leader of the race, so he's on board with Pencil Man. Yeah, there goes Drop Bear. I think he just lost it off the exit curve there, as my voice starts to break there. Sorry about that, but yeah, just lost it off the exit curve there, and yeah, it's pretty much sending to the back of the pack. Oh, PresidentCosby going very wide in the turn 1 and 2. Excuse with me. There's a Pencil as I look up the inside. Oh, sorry, that's not Pencil. That's a GLG Gamble. My bad. I've actually... Well, I put the wrong graphic on there. I will have the right graphic for the actual video there, but I put the wrong one there. I'll fix that one up. But anyway, yeah, continuing on. So all that chaos is now ensured, and somehow there didn't occur a safety car. But anyway, what more can you do there? So apparently Bale's incident was worthy of a safety car, but that 3-car pile-up, well, the 4-car pile-up, I should say, was not worthy of a safety car. Codemasters, honestly, what's wrong with you? That honestly should have been a safety car, nearly not red flags. But anyway, we continue on. We're still behind Pencilman here. Now, I probably haven't mentioned this already, but I was watching, I think, the first event of the esports series, and I was keeping a close eye on especially Brendan Lee about how many times he changes up the brake bias throughout the whole lap, and you can probably see I'm using it a lot. I set the fastest lap of the race, which I was shocked about, because I didn't know at the time until I actually went purple. And we're going up the inside now of Pencilman on lap 8. So the fastest lap time, I think, was 35.321, which, yeah, honestly, I'm still shocked I got the fastest lap anyway. But, yeah, you'll be able to see I'm changing the brake bias a little bit, because I saw how much Brendan Lee was changing the brake bias up a lot during his race. It was unbelievable. Pencilman just sending it up straight back up the inside there, and yeah, not overly thrilled about that one, if I'm honest. A little bit of bumper and run pushed me out wide there, and I probably, to be fair, I probably squeezed him a little bit, but yeah, Pencil running a little bit wide now through that right-hander now through the 9 and 10. He goes very wide. I actually had a little bit better run, but he goes very wide again at turn 10. So now he's probably going to give me a run here up the inside, get a little bit of a lock brake. We send it up the inside, and we actually do get the move done. So, yeah, it's now put us up into P12. I think pretty much the goal here was to just to try and recover and maybe gain some points here. So I pretty much cover off getting the slipstream. I don't think Pencilman quite knew about that one, but I was certainly up to it anyway. So, yeah, we managed to hang on to that position for now. But, yeah, I was mainly changing the brake bias a lot throughout this whole race, but he's on board now with HO. He's under attack here from the championship leader and Greek Master. And down to the hairpin now. Greek got it. Oh, there might be a little bit of contact. There is more contact. He's going to push him wide a little bit, is Greek. It seemed like a little bit of a bump and run maybe, but yeah, Greek's now got the spot. They'll put him onto the podium for now. Does HO have a little bit of a fight back here? Sort of does. Greek covers him off here, but yeah, nothing doing there. And yeah, HO has to drop back now to P4. He's got Warden not far behind me. There, he's on board. I thank Neon Trito for this point of view. So this is actually the onboard, the spectator footage there. As you can see, actually was contact between those two, and the secondary contact pushed him wide there. And probably say it was a little bit cheeky now, but continuing on, HO. You can probably see in the foreground that Greek and I think DRC Jarrett having a little bit of a fight there. So they go very deep, both of them. Greek's gone very wide, Jarrett's run wide, and that's just given an easy couple of spots to HO there. So I don't know what on earth those two were doing there, but we'll probably have a much better view of it from Warden's point of view here. Look how going right down the inside line there, both of them. Greek goes very deep, and obviously Jarrett goes deep as well. So yeah, HO got the 2 spots. Warden thought about it, but can't quite get it done on Greek here. There's a nice bit of bunny hopping there. I don't know how that hasn't been fixed in this game, but anyway, these two going side by side here in turn 1. This is not going to work around the outside there for Warden. Just has to settle back in for now. Jarrett actually had a bit of a moment there through 1 and 2. Warden thought about it, I thought, going up the inside there, but no, it just settles back in for now. I think Greek and Jarrett are going to have a little bit of a fight here. Now these two going side by side into these turn 6. Greek going around the long way, and Jarrett actually pushes him wide a little bit. Now let's give him the spot to Warden. So now let's put Warden up into P4, and Jarrett obviously up into P3. Greek's dropped back to P5. So Warden now all over the rear end of Jarrett. very close there, and won't be too long, I don't think, before Greek probably has another go here later in the lap. But now Warden got the DRS, got plenty of slipstream and plenty of straight lines being Force India up the around the outside, sorry, and Jared actually, I think, gets out of it a little bit, but now it gets Warden up onto the podium. And what are we on, lap 9, I think we are actually, so yeah, back we go to me. We're still hanging around on lap 9, nothing really much happened, but someone's got off. That's actually Dominator, who's actually spun out. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he got caught up on the curb going through that fast left right-hander of 7 and 8 there, but well, mainly turn 7. So that is quite easy to do, and actually he retires into the pits. So yeah, not been a great day all round for Toro Rosso anyway. So there's a bit of a bugger, unfortunately. But yeah, lap 10, looking at the tyre wear, I was thinking about it, and I thought, yeah, these tyres, I don't think these tyres are going to last too long. And when I looked at as you saw the graphic there, I actually had a used set of soft tyres ready for the next stop, but running very wide on lap 11. Got a fair margin actually. We're pretty much on our own here. Pencilman actually had to come back in again, I think. So yeah, I just had a feeling.
Be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
Yeah, pretty much like Bahrain. Jeff was not wrong. So yeah, I was going to go on to the set of soft tyres, but once I saw a few guys coming in this lap, I thought I bought that plan and go on to plan B, which is to pretty much go to the medium tyres and go to the end of the race. But yeah, I didn't know exactly where to brake, and I forgot it was 80 Ks around China. But yeah, I pretty much just paused the game, and the glitch fixed itself, and you saw up there. But there was a few guys in, Fens, XQuickSilva, PresidentCosby. I think it was a mistake. I think it was either DRC Jared, and I'm not sure which one of the Force Indians it was. It was either Master Berserk or Warden, one of the two. But coming out of the pit lane there on the lap 12, XQuickSilva and PresidentCosby have come together, and that is probably the easiest 2 spots I think I've ever made without doing anything. As those two of us have come together, coming out of the pits, and now we're into the points playing position. I think it was actually. So yeah, we'll see a replay of it soon, but that was actually Warden that came into the pits, but actually gets held up there by the Fens, and I was right, DRC Jarrett came into the pits, so Fens held him up there coming into the pits. So
Exit
this
now.
is ball with PresidentCosby, just manages to hang on the spot with XQuickSilva.
See these tires through to the end
With a little bit of help from the ghosting system, but let's have a look here, because I think he's going to get hooked up the inside. Yeah, he got a touch. He got a touch on the right rear there, and actually sent XQuickSilva into the grass there, but actually it didn't affect PresidentCosby too much. But yeah, that's actually my first corner cut warning, I believe. So yes, now we're in obviously P9 at the moment, doing still our own thing. Is DLG Gamble in for his stop? And I think Greek Master also came in as well. Yeah, I don't understand how much of a gap you need. It could be a lot closer, I must say. So he just comes out behind the Fens there. So we'll have a 1 lap fresher tyres than Fens, but yeah, he's back out in PA pretty much. And yeah, there's quite a gap actually compared to myself and DLG Gamble. So it's probably going to be a hard slog to get that P8 maybe a bit further up the field anyway. But yeah, I ran wide coming out of turn in between 9 and 10, which didn't help my run there. But you can now see that PresidentCosby is actually caught up to me here. So I knew I had to try and avoid the slipstream as best I can here. But unlike Pencilman, PresidentCosby is pretty much up to it. So he's learned, I think, in the past that you definitely need the slipstream around here. But yeah, we hang on for now. It's on lap 13 here, so yeah, pretty much I think this is going to be a hard slog battle between myself and PresidentCosby for the rest of the race. Like I mentioned, it'd probably be a long shot. There's nearly 5-second gap up to DLG Gamble in front. So yeah, it's pretty much myself and PresidentCosby on our own here for the battle for 9th and 10th, who wants more points compared to the others. So again, lap 14, it's just avoiding the slipstream there. New Zealand Ryan actually sets the fastest lap of the race, so I knew my fastest lap wouldn't last too long anyway. Actually, HO betters that. I think he goes into the low 34s, but yeah, we're well and truly out of, and actually Greek actually beats all them with the fast lap of the race as well. So yeah, we've just had a far enough gap that previous lap 14 compared to PresidentCosby, but lap 15 he was a little bit closer this time round, which is not ideal. So yeah, still trying to break the slipstream here, but it's helping him is the DRS. Actually, he looks up the inside here. I give him the space here. Just you have better drive coming out of that corner there. He probably got onto the power a little bit too early there for him, but somehow I didn't get a corner cut, which I was very thankful for anyway. But yeah, back onto lap 16. You can see I'm still using the brake bias a la like what Brendan Lee is doing. I could not believe how many times that Brendan Lee actually changes up the brake bias throughout the whole race. I mean, yes, you can understand the fuel mixtures in the ERS, but yeah, it's amazing what he can do with the brake bias. But anyway, back to our battle. Lap 16, PresidentCosby is a lot more closer this time around. I probably should have covered the inside line a bit more compared to the last time I did it. But yeah, he goes up the inside and actually gets P9. But
we need to stay on form.
yeah, thank you, Jeff, for the motivation I need. So we're going to try and get the run here, which we actually pretty well do here. And we've got DRS as well, overtake, and yeah, well, that's pretty much the move back up into P9 again. So I did say this was going to be a hectic battle between the both of us. PresidentCosby has a look up the inside here in turn 2, but I've got the inside line here for 3, so I had to lock up on the left front there. But yeah, hang on for now. But again, he's really close here, coming through this long right-hander now onto the back straight now. Like I mentioned, we are still pretty much on our own here. I think the guys behind QuickSilva and Pennsylvania have dropped off a long way here. But yeah, New Zealand Ryan again since the fast lap of the race. He's pretty much checked out, I think, at the front of the field. But yeah, we had a fair gap this time around to as well to PresidentCosby like we did a couple of laps ago. So we're still hanging on for P9 for now. But I knew it was going to be hectic.
Okay, gap ahead is 3.3 seconds. You're falling back by 1/10 a lap. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 7 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:36.1.
And that was pretty much not what I wanted to hear. I was hoping DLG Gamble had time penalties, which he didn't. So yeah, lap 20 we skip ahead of it because pretty much nothing happened between 17 and lap 20. But check the drive behind.
The gap is less than a second. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 8 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:34.8. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
Now that's critical because yes, he has got a bit more race pace than me as New Zealand Ryan again since the fast lap of the race. But he has got a 3-second time penalty. I know I've only got, I think, 1 corner cut warning at this stage of the race. So yeah, pretty much that's going to help my cause as actually Pencilman's out of the retires from the race here. So yeah,
Release.
I don't know exactly what happened here, whether he actually put the wrong tyres on or something, but I'm guessing he was pretty furious at that stage and decided to bail out of it. And yeah, unfortunate way for Pencilman's race to end. But lap 21 again, PresidentCosby is pretty much closer this time around. Again, I probably should have covered the inside line there, but I didn't. So we are starting to close up to DLG Gamble there. Get a little bit of contact there, and he pushes me off the road there, but kind to PresidentCosby, he did actually give me the spot back, whether he got an illegal overtake or something, or just felt it was necessary to give me the spot back. I don't know, but I do thank you for that. Anyway, PresidentCosby, but cut a bit further on the road here, lap 22. Warden's under attack here from Greg. This is effectively for the podium, so the Warden's hanging on for dear life at the moment, running a little bit wide off the final corner here. Greg will probably have a bit of momentum here. Gonna have the inside running here. He's got DRS and I assume overtake mode, and there he goes up the inside. Warden thinks about it, going back up the inside here straight away, but I think it's a lost cause now, so Warden's gonna have to settle back into a rhythm here and see whether we can get to Greek, but I think Greek's gonna pull away here, so that might be the podium done, unfortunately, for Warden. So anyway, lap 22, still battling away here with PresidentCosby. but again, we managed to hang on for now. So that's about, I think, the third time now we've managed to just stay ahead of him, ahead of the DRS, or the slipstream anyway. But lap 23 again, is still over our, all over our rear end, but again, the same thing. But the funny thing is, we are starting to catch up to DLG Gamble here, which I was pretty surprised about a little bit, considering he came in, well, he came in one lap late. So I came in, well, myself and PresidentCosby came in lap 11. I think Gamble came in lap 12. So we were pretty shocked to catch him here. And I think Gamble's pretty much on his own there. Benz has pretty much pulled away here. But lap 24, this is probably the closest PresidentCosby's been. So this time I actually do the right thing and take the inside line here. I brake early here and hoping he goes very wide, which he does. There's a little bit of a brake lock up here. So trying to get the drive out of here, and I think he's got the spot now, but I'm going to size him up here into the front straight, see whether we can get the spot back here, use DRS and overtake mode here, but I think at the moment he's just a little bit too far ahead of us here, so he's actually going to hold on to the position here, but yeah, basically as we have a look here up in the turn 2, think about it, but yeah, not quite close enough at the moment, but we're on lap 25, so all is not lost yet. I still know he's got the 3-second time penalty. I've got none, so he really needs to pull away here, and I need to pretty much keep well behind him here, but just taking it cautiously through here, but yeah, I think he's pretty much got that position for now, but continuing on lap a bit further on to the lap, was trying to get a bit of a run here, but running on the curb there didn't really help because I've lost all my momentum now, so I think I still get DRS. I could be, yes, I still get DRS, but yeah, I'm well and truly far behind now. But this is actually lap 27. Warden going to let his teammate go through Master Berserk here. So correct me, as my teammate actually sets the fastest lap of the race. So nice work from Laggy there. But I think Berserk was probably on a different strategy, pretty much similar to the last time out in Bahrain. So that probably would not surprise me. Did the 2-stop around here, so put Berserk up into P5 anyway, but we're on the last lap now. We're going to actually stay on board for the last lap of the Grand Prix. I actually set my personal best, which was a 34.95. You can see, look ahead of us. We're actually closing. I did say earlier we were closing in on DLG Gamble. I wasn't wrong, but he must have burned his tyres up quite early because, like I mentioned, we came in on lap, myself and PresidentCosby, we came in lap 11. He came in on lap 12 at DLG Gamble. So he must have just burned his tyres way more than what we have. So and we have been battling for pretty much majority of this race anyway, but yeah, not quite close enough here through into turn 8. Be cautious through here, try and get a good run here. This is probably where I mucked up a little bit through in qualifying, and I probably did the same in at turn 2 as well. There's probably a couple of spots there where I mucked up during qualifying, but anyway, still hanging on to the rear end for now. New Zealand Ryan's actually won the Grand Prix by quite a margin actually, so that's now back-to-back wins for Ryan, but try to get a good run here onto the front straight. As I get an update.
Less than a second separate you. We're dropping back by around 4/10 a lap. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 16 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:35.8. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
It's on here because he ran a little bit wide coming onto the out of the hairpin here, but coming onto the front straight here, I thought I blew it all. We're getting a 3-second time penalty, but apparently it didn't cause me much because I think he copped another time penalty later on, but there's Warden. This is probably a battle we want to see in the final laps because Warden now still hanging on to the rear end of Master Berserk. Jared's probably not too far behind. Oh, Berserk running a little bit wide there, and I think he's just going to hang on for P4. Yes, he does. So great effort from the force in there, boys, and great effort as always from the New Zealand Ryan. So obviously the soft tyre strategy was an absolute gem, put it that way. So yeah, congrats to him. He obviously knows the business, and I think possibly he will take the championship lead now. So I could be completely wrong there, but get a nice bit of XP there and rank up to, I think, level 16 actually. Like I mentioned before, like it really matters. But anyway, there's the final result. So Ryan, HO and Greek, the top 3. Berserk gets P4. Actually, Warden dropped all the way back to P7. DRC Jarrett and V Fens got ahead of him. DLG Gamble in 8th. I managed to get into 9th because President Cosby had got another time penalty along the way, but he got dropped there just outside the top 10. XQuickSilva, I think DNF'd on the last lap anyway, so it's a bit of a shame there. Laggy finished up in P12, but he did get the fast lap of the race. But I will say now, apologies, I didn't actually get the drivers and the constructors tables there, so I do apologise. But I think the way it goes, I believe New Zealand Ryan would take the lead of the championship over Greek. Prove me wrong, but I think constructors-wise, I think it's Williams over Ferrari. I could be wrong there. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that weird and wonderful Chinese Grand Prix. If you did enjoy it, smash that like button. Leave your comments down below what you thought about that one. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more AOR Oceania F1 content on F1 2018, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. As always, all my social media links are down in the description. And also you can check out the Apex Online Racing website as always. But for the moment, guys and girls, until the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which should be well and truly fun as always, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.